Thanks for checking out this edition of This Week in the World of Football, coming to you live from the fabulous World of Football Man Cave, located in the center of the football world, Kalamazoo, Michigan. The purpose of this podcast is to promote the game of football in all its many forms, past, present, and future. We hope to educate, inform, and entertain you with the glorious buffet that is the world of football, while also keeping a close eye on the rich history of the game. You can find the show after it's aired live on a multitude of podcasting platforms, as well as right here on YouTube along with past shows. If you want to connect with us, just find us on Facebook, X, Instagram, and Threads. Those links will be down in the episode description. Remember to comment, like, and share this video. If you have thoughts or comments during the show, drop them into the live chat and maybe you'll see your name on screen. If you have questions and they are deemed appropriate, they'll be answered at the end of the broadcast. So without further ado, let's kick off this week's show.
Good morning, World of Football. This is episode number 246 for December 30th, 2025. It's 2025, but almost 2026. I am your host, Randy Snow. On this week's show, we take a look back at 2025 and all the things that we did. The Chicago Bears are your NFC North champions, and the University of Michigan hires a new head coach. But I'm not here all by myself. Across the internet for me, in another part of Kalamazoo on this cold, dark, and snowy Kalamazoo day, is my son, Adam.
Whose stupid idea was this to get up this early?
Yours. It was absolutely your idea.
I absolutely regret this decision. I got my Celsius ready to go in a coffee mug. Morning, everybody. I thought it'd be fun to do a morning show, but I instantly regretted my decision when I woke up this morning.
I see we've already got some people in the chat. I see Dale and I see Sea Dog, and all I can say is you guys need to get a life. Come on, 8 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday. Oh man.
Hey Dave. Hey, Dave's up too. What's up, Dave? We got people here, Randy. I'm shocked. I am shocked people waking up with us today. Good football morning, everybody. I know we're no good morning football. We're no get up over on ESPN, but the fact you guys are spending an early Tuesday morning with us, guys, is we thank you guys.
Appreciate it.
Sea Dog, it's not as bad for you guys. It's 5 a.m. for me. Woof, Sea Dog.
Yeah. Well, I've been up since around 3 o'clock in the morning.
Same. I woke up at 3 a.m. I could not get back to sleep.
Yeah, same here.
It wasn't because I was excited about this show. I just couldn't get back to sleep.
No, I was worried because I hadn't finished the spreadsheet for the picks. I hadn't finished the score from last night's game. So I had stuff I had to do this. So I'm laying there in bed thinking about all the stuff I needed to do to prepare for this show this morning. So here we are.
Yep. And Dale says, well, I might as well be up and around. It's cold and snowy here in Buffalo, and we're under a travel ban.
Oh,
wow. That sucks.
And yet your new stadium doesn't have a roof on it. That makes no sense at all to me.
Sea Dog says it's worth it to be up this early for us. And then Dave says, or David, I have a 6 and 9-year-old who don't have school this week. They both decided to get up at 6 a.m. today. So
cool.
Well, good morning to all of you guys. David, you got everybody around the old computer watching the old podcast?
Yeah, I hope you're not forcing them to watch this show because that could be child abuse. I'm sorry.
Cruel and unusual punishment.
All right, let's get into this. Not only do we have this weekly podcast, but we also do YouTube videos. We currently have over 740 videos on our YouTube channel, with the newest ones being our NFL Picks video from Week 17 that we did last week, and an episode of Just Lying Around, episode 73, the Lions-Vikings debacle that Adam and Kyle went through last week.
Oh,
yeah, that was a rough one. We also have some upcoming videos. We're going to have our Week 18 picks coming up. Well, during this show, actually, because Aaron can't make it. So we're going to do the same thing that we did last week. We'll do the picks towards the end of the show today. And we've already got Aaron's picks in the spreadsheet. So we'll run through those later on.
Yeah, all right. We'll post that video separate, by the way. So
Right. All right, so let's begin our weekly tour around the world of football. And we're going to start off this week with scores from the NFL.
Oh, do we have to talk about those Christmas Day games, Randy, that happened last week? Because
I hate Christmas.
I want to forget about it. I mean, I like the idea of it when my team wins, but when my team loses and ruins the holiday for me, it severely depresses me.
No, I don't think any sport should be played on Christmas Day. I'm sorry. Basketball, football, doesn't matter.
I
Leave it
don't
alone.
know if I disagree with you or agree with you, but also Fu Minshu 88 in the chat, finally catching a live show while sitting at work, huddled in front of my heater. Well, we appreciate you hanging out with us this morning. We appreciate everybody. So let's talk about these scores. All right, going all the way back to Christmas Day. Hopefully everybody had a good Christmas, a good holiday so far. Obviously doing the show in the morning, I've been on break, so it's been kind of nice. And things started off on December 25th, Christmas Day, with the Dallas Cowboys going into Washington and taking care of the Commanders 30-23. Now, we were huddled around at your place, Randy, getting ready for our Lions game, and we were just kind of doing Christmas stuff with the Cowboys game kind of in the background, not really paying attention to it. Cowboys, as we kind of suspected, would take this one. I got nothing from this game other than I don't know how I feel about the MVPs of the game or whatever getting those big, stupid Netflix coats.
Oh, I didn't even see it. I was too busy in the kitchen getting everything ready for dinner.
Yeah, Randy was actually in the kitchen doing a lot of prep work and getting a lot of stuff ready to go. So he didn't really pay attention to this game. But the next game, unfortunately, we watched the entire thing and have thoughts as the Detroit Lions fell to the Minnesota Vikings 23-10. This game was nothing short of a debacle, a disappointment. We are sorry that you all had to watch our Lions on Christmas if you so chose to do so.
Yeah, it was bad.
The team we thought was going to show up, and it stinks. I already said my piece pretty much dead. It's not Jared Goff's fault. If you think it's Jared Goff's fault, you're an idiot and you don't know football. And I'll just throw it over to you.
Yeah, the offensive line is terrible right now. We've got a lot of injuries, and so we've got some players filling in that aren't usually there, and they could not protect him at all. So it wasn't his fault that he kept getting sacked or throwing bad passes. And just they were just out of sync, and so it was just a very, very bad game. And and they were eliminated from the playoffs. So what can I say? It was a bad time.
Yep. What do you think about something Kyle and I didn't really touch on? What do you think about the Netflix broadcast itself? Like a couple of years now, Netflix has been doing these games. I thought the stream was very well. Especially since you got the new internet at the house. So I thought the stream was pretty good. We didn't have any issues that I'm aware of. So
no, it was. I mean, it's just another broadcast. I mean, they had the Good Morning Football crew was there to do the show. So
some of them
that was a little different, but it's just a broadcast.
I don't know. I thought Netflix did a fine job. Like I said, no issues with the stream. I thought the halftime show. Can we talk about the halftime show real quick? I loved the halftime show. Snoop Dogg. And,
it was
a lot of fun.
That was pretty good. Yep.
It might be one of the better halftime shows this year. I think the Lions got lucky on Thanksgiving and this one. They had the two best halftime shows of the year.
Yeah.
During the Lions game. I mean, Minnesota hosted this one, but it was pretty good. Snoop Dogg, and it wasn't as artist song heavy as I thought. Like, obviously, they brought out the K-pop Demon Hunters girls, but they sang a Christmas song. Everybody did like a Christmas song. They brought out a couple other, like a country artist.
Yep. Lainey Wilson.
I forget her name. She sang some Christmas stuff, and then they brought out the duo, the father-son duo, to do another Christmas song at the end. So it was a really cool Christmassy broadcast. After Snoop got his big hit out of the way, and then it turned into like Christmas stuff, and it was really cool. And I thought Snoop was fun. So
yeah,
and they had Martha Stewart open it up, which was funny. So.
Yeah. Well, he and Martha, they're really tight.
Yeah, and I couldn't even tell you who did the Cowboys one. I wasn't even paying attention to the Cowboys broadcast. I don't even know who did their halftime. Not as big as Snoop, though. I'll tell you that. So that was good. That was the lone highlight, I think, if as a Lions fan, was watching the Snoop Dogg halftime show.
Yeah.
So, all right, the third and final game on Christmas Day saw the Denver Broncos beat the Kansas City Chiefs 20-13. I don't know what to really say about this one. This one was past my bedtime. Didn't really watch it. I think. After the Lions game, I was so burnt out and bummed out that I told my wife I couldn't watch any more football till the Pop-Tarts Bowl on Saturday. That's pretty much what I did. So,
were you eating Pop-Tarts when you were watching the Pop-Tarts Bowl?
We'll talk about that when we get to the Pop-Tart Bowl.
We're
still in the NFL section, Randy.
All right.
Keep going. Saturday we had going on. Saturday saw a couple of games. The Houston Texans beat the Los Angeles Chargers 20-16. And then the Baltimore Ravens put the lay down. They laid the hammer down on the Green Bay Packers 41-24. I figured maybe Baltimore could win, but I didn't think they'd win that big. And I have Derrick Henry to thank for his performance, essentially winning me third place in my fantasy league, Randy. I know you are prepared because today is
right here
fantasy league. Well, I'm sorry, Randy, to disappoint you. I guess I'll get it out of the way. I don't know if they're watching, but congratulations. Mike Dolph won the fantasy football trophy. So he is our champion for the league this year. And I no longer am the toilet champion. So my friend Hillary gets her name again on the toilet bowl champion trophy. I got to get the placards for those, and we'll be all set for that. All right. Let's see. What game are we on? Oh, okay. Packers lost. Yay. Which would have helped Detroit had Detroit won, but
yeah, really.
Dang it, Detroit. Yeah. The Seattle Seahawks took care of the Carolina Panthers 27-10. What I do like from this game, Randy, I don't know if you saw it. Panthers rocking their their original Panthers look from 1995.
Oh, I didn't really notice.
Yep, they redid the field. It looked just like it did back in 1995. I thought it looked pretty sweet.
Yeah, I really didn't watch any NFL games the rest of the weekend after Detroit lost. So,
it was pretty much
you to fill me in.
It's all good. I watched very little, and I was so disinterested in most of what was happening because a lot of them were nothing burger games. I just couldn't care less about. I mean, no offense to anybody, other fans. It's just after you had your heart ripped out, it really took the wind out of my sails this weekend. Otherwise, I would have probably watched a lot of football having time off. So we'll fly through some of these. The Cincinnati Bengals beat the Cardinals 37-14. The Cleveland Browns beat the Pittsburgh Steelers 13-6. The story from this one is that the Steelers were so worried about preventing Myles Garrett from getting the sack record that they ended up losing this game because of it. So wild, just absolutely wild that's what they chose to do instead of trying to win this game and win their division. That sets up what happens next week, which we'll talk about in a second. The Jacksonville Jaguars took care of the Indianapolis Colts 23-17. The Dolphins beat the Bucks 20-17. The New England Patriots pretty much laid the wood down on the Jets 42-10. The Saints beat the Titans 34-26. In the toilet bowl in the NFL, the Giants beat the Raiders 34-10. The Eagles beat the Bills 13-12. This game, though, ended pretty crazy from what I saw. The Eagles were up 13-0. Bills came storming back, and Buffalo had a chance. They went for 2 to end the game. They had a few seconds left. They scored a touchdown. We're down by a point. Instead of kicking the extra point to take the overtime, they went for 2, and Josh Allen just barely overthrew his receiver. I think, Dale, I'm sorry that if you watched this game, which I'm sure you did, you had to watch that heartbreaking ending. That guy was open too. He just overthrew the guy a little bit, just too far ahead of him as the guy was trying to get that pass. And so the Bills end up with a 1-point loss after a crazy, fun comeback there. Moving on, and then you had the problem. So this has been the story. Every week it seemed like there's a new game of the year in the NFL, and this week it seemed to be the Sunday night game, which saw the 49ers of San Francisco beat the Bears of Chicago 42-38. I believe this one went to overtime.
I'm not sure. When you go to the NFL, website, the official NFL website, all they have is it just says final and the score, and they don't tell you if it was an overtime game or not. So I'd have to find that somewhere else, but I'm not sure. I did watch a little bit of this game.
I thought it did, but it didn't. But what was crazy about this game was that the score was tied up at the end of each quarter, or it was just it was 14-14, and it was 28-28 at one point.
Right.
It was a pretty crazy game, very high scoring game. And yes, John, we are really live at 8 a.m. Good morning. We're doing an early morning show for a change. C-Dog says that game was insane. Yeah, but the Niners come out on top. They beat the Bears. So again, the Bears clinched the NFC North with the Packers loss anyway. So the Bears getting their first division title since, was it 2020? Or 2019 or 2018, I forget.
This is their first playoff appearance since 2018, and I don't know if they won the division that year or not.
I can't remember. I have a Bears coworker who has worn his Bears NFC North shirt. I'm sure he'll have to get a brand new one now to rub in my face this year. So Whatever. Congrats to the Bears. We'll see what you do in the playoffs. But yeah, this game against the Niners, absolutely insane. The Bears had a chance there at the end and just couldn't get it done. And then finally, the week ended with the Monday night game last night, which only one person on the World of Football predicted this result, as the Atlanta Falcons beat the Los Angeles Rams 27-24. This game was also crazy because I looked up and it was 21-0 Atlanta at one point. And I'm like, my God, what happened? But the Rams made a valiant effort to come back.
Who was that one person that picked the Falcons to win that everybody made fun of?
That was you, Randy. Out of everybody who picked games last week.
That was me. Yeah, I was the only one out of all of our pickers that picked the Falcons. For some reason, I just had a feeling that LA was going to lose that game.
It's been a great, like I said, all year. It has been, and at the end of the game, they missed the pass interference at the end of the game. There's a lot of other stuff that happened, like that Puka Nacua. I saw the highlight of his catch along the sideline. It looked like he caught it, but they called it an incomplete pass. I don't know exactly why. Is it because he caught it one-handed and I don't know. It was really weird. So John says, while he's watching, nice, I'm scooting supplies and deliveries throughout the hospital I work at while listening. Sweet. Yeah. Glad you got it listening and you're not watching, getting distracted, John. I guess Dale says, I guess Randy gets a gold star for picking Atlanta. Oh, yeah, he gets all the gold stars for that one. And John says, my Panthers get into the playoffs with the Falcons winning out or the Panthers beating the Bucs. Hey, it comes down to this Saturday. Yeah. Bucs-Panthers for the NFC South.
Yeah.
So that'll be, as Fu Manchu reiterates, Bucs, the Falcons have hurt the Bucs' chance to win the NFC South. So it's crazy. We have a couple big games coming this week. We'll talk about them in the picks at the end of the show. But the Falcons got the win over the Rams. Totally shocks me. The Rams just pretty much pissed away the number one seed in the playoffs. So absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for the scoreboard, Dad. Anything else you want to tackle before we move on?
Not only did the Bears win the NFC North, but the Colts were also eliminated after starting. What were they, like 8-2 or something like that?
7-1 at one point, yeah.
Yeah, they looked like they were a shoe-in for at least a playoff spot, and now they're not even going to be in the playoffs at all. That's crazy. But you lose your quarterback and you bring in a grandfather to run your team, even though he played well, played better than I expected he would. It wasn't enough to get him in the playoffs. So too bad for the Colts. Right now we stand at 16 teams that have been eliminated. You've got your Giants, Cardinals, Titans, Saints, Raiders, Commanders, Falcons, Jets, Browns, Chiefs, Bengals, Vikings, Dolphins, Cowboys, Lions, and Colts all eliminated from the playoffs. I think there's only one more to go, one or two more to go, I guess, to at least one. So we'll find out.
Playoff picture isn't fully set, but obviously, who's going to win the NFC South? Who's going to claim the number one seed? I think in both conferences is up for grabs. If I'm not mistaken, I can double check the NFL standings here, but it's just absolutely crazy right now. As we go to standings, so I think Denver. I don't know if they've locked up. No, because Denver and New England are pretty much duking it out for the number one seed. So there's a lot to still be determined with a week left in football. Dale says, I hate the week 18 schedule. I think two of the best games are Saturday, and I have to work on Saturday. It stinks. Sorry. Yeah. I kind of like what they do with week 18, but I also hate what they do with week 18 because it's just putting games in places and it's irritating. Like, I didn't know what time. I thought the Lions would be a perfect fit for the 1 o'clock game because it doesn't mean anything. Lions and Bears don't mean nothing. Right. They're not playing for anything. The Bears already got the division, a home playoff game. Yeah. Lions are eliminated, so what are we playing for? But it's a 4 o'clock game, so whatever. Yep. Put me out of my misery sooner, please.
All right, let's move on to some college scores. We had a plethora of bowl games going on this past week, and it started out with the Boca Raton Bowl. Louisville over Toledo, 27-22. The New Orleans Bowl, Western Kentucky over Southern Miss, 27-16. The Frisco Bowl, Ohio over UNLV, 17-10. The Hawaii Bowl, Hawaii over California, 35-31. the Game Above Sports Bowl. This is the one that's at Ford Field the day after Christmas. That new sponsor this year. I didn't even recognize the name, but Western over Central Michigan 34-7. The Rate Bowl, Minnesota over New Mexico 20-17.
Great uniform matchup, by the way. That was the blue uniforms against the Minnesota's maroon uniform. Thumbs up.
Okay. The First Responders Bowl, Florida International over the University of Texas San Antonio, the Roadrunners, 57-20. The Military Bowl, East Carolina over Pitt, 23-17. In the Pinstripe Bowl, it was Penn State over Clemson, 22-10. The Fenway Bowl, Army over UConn, 41-16. Go Army. Pop-Tarts Bowl, number 12, BYU over number 22, Georgia Tech, 25-21. Now, tell me, what? Were you eating Pop-Tarts while you're watching this?
I was not eating Pop-Tarts. I should have.
It's your new favorite bowl game.
It's fantastic. It is, as that T-shirt says, the People's National Championship. And the fact that they have leaned into this is crazy. And I knew that the trophy there, you can see it's got the 2 slots in it to put Pop-Tarts in it. It's a real working toaster, Randy. I didn't know that. I thought it was just for show. It is a legitimately working toaster that they were popping after the game. So incredible. The people at Pop-Tarts have embraced this bowl game. I think the people have embraced this bowl game. The fact that both teams added the sprinkles to their uniforms, like in the helmets and stuff, was awesome. The field looked great. The mascot stuff was fantastic. And obviously at the end of the game, they apparently picked 2 Pop-Tarts that went in there for the team to eat at the end. I thought they only picked 1, but apparently 2. I don't know if it was a tie between like cookies and cream. I think the cherry flavored Pop-Tart, I think, won. Whatever. Regardless, so much fun. The mascots are hilarious. Because they had like the 3 finalist mascots. I think they were gonna all go down in the chute, but then the middle mascot jumped off the thing at the last second to avoid being eaten. And people are speculating, is he the villain? Like, is he gonna come back as a villain at some point in the Pop-Tarts? Well, it's storytelling at its finest, Randy, and it's absolutely incredible. As Fu Manchu says, Pop-Tarts Bowl deserves to be a playoff game at this point. We need more Pop-Tarts Bowls. We need this type of embracing of a bowl game. It has been so cool. I love the merch. I want to get some of their cool merch they got for the People's National Championship. I'm not even a BYU fan, but it ended up being a great game. It was actually a great, fun game. Back and forth. Came down to the end. And Georgia Tech Georgia Tech had a couple of great opportunities to get down there and kind of squandered it a little bit, but like they had like a 4th and something, dude threw a 50-yard pass to convert, and then they couldn't do anything after that. It was absolutely wild. It was so much fun. And yeah, I need more Pop-Tarts Bowl in my life, Randy. It is appointment viewing now every bowl season.
Well, if you're in a bowl game, it usually means you're not in the playoffs, so you're not going to be winning a national championship. You may as well have some fun with it. I don't get these, like the Fenway Bowl and the Pinstripe Bowl. They're up in New York in the cold. You get your Idaho Potato Bowl. It's in Boise, Idaho. That's a cold, snowy game. Now, these bowl games should be in the South where it's nice and warm. Give these kids a little reward. Send them someplace nice where they can go and play a game in decent weather. Have some fun. Maybe win a trophy and end your season on a positive note. But yeah, I don't know. Having your trophy being an actual working kitchen appliance that plugs in somewhere. I'm sure they had a big long extension cord running out to the field so they could toast some Pop-Tarts right there on the field.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I'm not sure how that works, if it's battery powered or what, but
yeah, they could
awesome.
Have some generators.
All I'll say is I think they need to put the fun back into bowl games and into a lot of stuff. Like I tweeted something out where it's like, I need this type of bowl or Pop-Tarts Bowl at every level. I need it in my indoor football. I need it in my arena football. I need it in my college, Canadian. We need fun games that just embrace some sort of gimmick and everybody has fun with it. Like,
sure.
If you're a brand and you're going to go out of your way to sponsor a bowl game like this, do it the right way. I'm tired of like corporate sponsor, then a bowl game name, like the Cheez-Its Citrus Bowl. Just call it the Cheez-Its Bowl. Embrace it. Make Michigan wear like a Cheez-Its logo or something. I don't know. Embrace it. We need more embracing of these fun games, and the Pop-Tarts Bowl should be the shining example, and is, in my opinion, our new national championship. I could care less who wins this tournament. Pop-Tarts Day. BYU is your national champion.
All right. All right. We got some more bowl game scores. In the Arizona Bowl, it was Fresno State over Miami of Ohio, 18-3. In the New Mexico Bowl, it was number 25 North Texas over San Diego State, 49-47. Didn't we see North Texas come to Kalamazoo this year?
Yep, they did.
We did. Yeah,
that's what you. Well, you did. I didn't go to that game.
That's right. That's right. I took your brother. Excuse me. Move.
While Randy coughs up a lung, I want to throw up this comment. David says, for the 2025 Fenway Bowl, participating players receive gift cards with a combined value of up to $550. Not too shabby. Plus, the teams get serious cash, which is all that matters to them. Well, maybe some of the guys who aren't making that NIL money.
Yeah.
$550 ain't nothing to a guy making NIL money, but still, that's what the bowl games are about. You give these guys swag, you give them gift cards and whatever. Like I'm sure the Xbox Bowl gave some kids some handheld Xboxes and all that crap. Like, that's how you do it. Remember they did like the PlayStation Bowl, and I think everybody won a place, or all the players got a PlayStation. Like, cool stuff like that. Like, if you're gonna play at a bowl game, reward these kids. That's what this game is. It's a reward for a season. And if you've got a big corporate sponsor, you might have extra money to dish out to these dudes going out there and playing a meaningless bowl game at the end of the year. Because that's essentially what they are. They're all meaningless. It's just kids getting their last taste of football. Some of them got to graduate. Some of them are going to the draft. So reward these kids. Dang it. Yeah, one last game.
All right. In the Texas Bowl, it was number 21 Houston over LSU, 38-35. And in the Birmingham Bowl, it was Georgia Southern over Appalachian State, 29-10. And there are actually 3 bowl games today, later on today. The Independence Bowl, Coastal Carolina versus Louisiana Tech. The Music City Bowl, Tennessee versus Illinois. And the Alamo Bowl, number 16 USC versus TCU. Now, coming up in the next day or so, you've got your college playoffs. You got the 4 big bowl games. The first round of actually, this is the second round of the playoffs. On December 31st, you're going to have the Cotton Bowl, number 10, Miami of Florida versus number 2, Ohio State. Then on January 1st, you got the 3 big ones. The Rose Bowl, number 9, Alabama versus number 1, Indiana. That'll be fun to watch. The Sugar Bowl, number 6, Ole Miss versus number 3, Georgia. And the Orange Bowl, number 5, Oregon versus number 4, Texas Tech. So that's it for your bowl games right now.
Is it? Aaron Snow 1295 in the chat asks, what about the Bourbon Bowl? Go Mud Dogs.
I remember the Bourbon Bowl. Yeah, that was a good one.
Do you remember the Bourbon? Remember when Bobby Boucher showed up at halftime and the Mud Dogs won the Bourbon Bowl, Randy?
He showed up at halftime and they won the Bourbon Bowl. Absolutely. Let's see. A little bit of news from major college football. U of M has hired Kyle Whittingham, age 66, as their new head coach. He signs a 5-year deal worth an estimated $8.2 million per year, with 75% of all that being guaranteed. He spent the last 22 seasons as the head coach at Utah. He posted a record of 177 wins and 88 losses. He won 11 of 17 bowl games while he was there. However, he has lost the last 5 bowl games that he appeared in. And he better not lose to Ohio State. That's all any of the fans can say. I don't care what his record is. He just got to beat Ohio State.
Well, hold on. I think also the fans are saying, don't bring a scandal here to Ann Arbor. We've had enough of that lately. So
that too.
It seems to me, look, I don't know much about Coach other than he's been there in Utah for a couple decades. Just seems like a safe choice. While Michigan tries to figure out a new bold choice down the road. Like, yeah, it's a 5-year contract, but to me that just says we're just biding our time till we can buy him out and then find the next hot shot that we actually want to put in the maize and blue. I don't know. I get the Michigan's in our backyard. I'm not a Michigan fan per se. I root for Michigan. I root for Michigan State. Yep, I'm that guy. I root for all the Michigan schools. I don't know. I'm just not as beholden as my brother-in-law or father-in-law even to the Blues. So it is what it is. We'll see what Michigan does. Yeah. It seems like a safe hire.
Yeah. I think it really is a hire that they needed at this point. A guy with a pretty much a spotless record coming to a program that that needs less spots.
But what's crazy also is the domino effect that this creates. He's been at Utah for 20 years. Now Utah's got to go find their first head coach in 20 years. Do they even know how to hire a new head coach? I don't know that. This guy leaves Utah to go to Michigan. Now Utah is scrambling to find a head coach. Like, my gosh, like that's the one bad thing about college football is this terrible domino effect. Like, oh, this guy moves to this program, now that one's open. And then whoever goes to Utah, that means some other program probably is losing a head coach, unless it's some unknown or unless somebody's getting elevated up the staff. So,
yeah,
I don't know.
Okay, so we got some college football coming up this weekend. We have the FCS championship game coming up on Monday, January 5th. Number 2 Montana State versus unranked Illinois State. That should be interesting. The Division III championship game, the 52nd annual Amos Alonzo Stag Bowl on Sunday, January 4th. That's going to see North Central of Illinois versus University of Wisconsin River Falls at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium in Canton, Ohio. That should be interesting to watch also. I guess we got nothing from Greg James this week, so we're going to wait for his report on the Rice Bowl this weekend. That's also coming up, the college national championship over there in Japan, so we'll be interested to hear about that. And so I guess from there, we're going to move on to some other news. Actually, the only news I got is Peyton's Places. Or is there something else you want to talk about?
Well, I mean, I know that somebody in the chat asked, or not in the chat, commented on one of our posts about putting the show up. They wanted us to talk about the UFL and what's been happening with the UFL. And all I'll say about the UFL right now is I think I could care less. They took the Panthers from me, and I just think what they're doing, like, I'm not wishing them ill. It's just I'm not into it yet. They keep shifting and changing some stuff. Right now, like they're talking about like a player draft, but only drafting I don't know, in their region. I don't know. They're trying to get regional base, and it's just I don't know. And I especially don't know what that means for some of the guys that already signed. So I can't speak on that. Because John says 2 former Panthers wide receivers have been named head coaches in the UFL. Ted Ginn Jr. with the Aviators and Ricky Proehl with the Battlehawks. That's the other thing. Like some of these great head coaches, like the coach that was with the Battlehawks, whose name escapes me at the top of my head, is now in Orlando. Yeah. Like what? I don't know. It's just former Carolina Panther wide receivers.
Yeah.
And they're going with younger head coaches. So like they fired the Birmingham head coach and who's there for a long time and great success for AJ McCarron, who was no coaching experience. It's weird what they're doing. Yeah, I agree with C-Duck here. It's weird what they're doing.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of in a wait and see approach with the UFL right now because I'm not. Man, they've lost me this offseason.
Yeah, they are definitely in a transitional state right now. They're changing how they do everything. And I thought it was fine before, this new owner has decided to put his own stamp on it. I don't know if I agree with it. I'm just going to sit back and I'll say, let's see what you're doing. I can't say as I like it right now, but maybe I'll be proven wrong and whatever. But like you said, without the Michigan Panthers, we have less interest in the UFL than we did last year and years leading up to this. So,
and I know we don't have any AF1 news or anything really, or IFL news. And last week people talked about the FanDuel Sports bankruptcy stuff, all that, and how that might affect
heard nothing
IFL.
Else
We're still waiting. Until something concrete comes from the IFL and until that bankruptcy thing gets worked out, I don't know. I'm not too sure what to say about it, other than we'll have to wait and see. AFL Fan 2004 says, I got some AF1 gear for Christmas, so I'm ready for the AF1 season. Hey, cool. Randy did too. Randy, why don't you show everybody your brand new Michigan Arsenal hoodie you got? He texted me he got a brand new hoodie in the mail yesterday.
I did, yes. And I pulled it out of the bag, and it's very nice, beautiful. It's like a black and gray camouflage, looking thing with the Arsenal logo on it.
Why don't you throw it on? Where's it? Let's see it.
Well, I left it on the dining room table last night, and a cat got up there during the night and puked on it. So it's in the washing machine
Oh,
right now. And otherwise,
oh
I was thinking
no.
about wearing it today. I was going to bring it up here and in the man cave and put it on a hanger, but yeah, I didn't make it that far. It went right from the table to
Dang.
the washing machine.
Woof, that sucks. I was waiting. You told me you got your package yesterday, and I've been waiting. I shoveled my driveway, not just so my wife could safely park in our driveway when she came home after the snowstorm we had yesterday, but
Yeah.
so that the UPS or FedEx guy could pull into the driveway
Sure.
and give me my Michigan Arsenal merch I ordered, which
Sure.
never showed up last night. So I'm still waiting.
Well,
But
put it on a hanger and hang it up the minute you get it. That's all I can say.
now, Dog, we can't go off promoting off the wall on our morning show. Okay, look, we get it. You got a nice off the wall shirt for Christmas. He's
Good for
not paying
you.
us to promote off the wall here on our first morning show, so we can't show your comment for everybody. Okay, Dog, we can't.
This
Uh-oh.
this segment's been going on way too long. Yeah, I just don't know what to do here. Okay. All right.
David asked if there's any Arsenal news. Other than they've had some merch stuff go up, they got their new store and everything. Obviously, we haven't really talked to Coach much other than he wished us a happy holidays. It's been pretty quiet. I'm sure we'll have a show at some part in January. We just got to talk to Coach about it.
Yeah, we're holding off till after the first of the year, after the holidays, and give everybody a chance to, we don't want to be that NFL mess that wants all your attention on Christmas Day. No, we're going to wait till after the holidays. Then we'll kick it up again. The world of football will always be here, but after the holidays.
Yeah, we'll see. But the only other big news was that they signed some of the guys. That's the only news I could think of is that they signed a few players last week. I haven't looked at the transaction wire lately, but they did sign a couple of guys we talked to on our episode of Inside the Arsenal. Adam Folk got signed, and so did Joel Blankenship.
Yes, we talked.
So they got signed along with a couple other dudes. They also signed a former IFL defensive. Was he defensive player? He won an award in the IFL.
I can't remember.
He is a linebacker. I forget his name at the top of my head. I don't have the transaction sheet in front of me, but Arsenal's making some moves. And Dale says he's waiting, Randy, for the disclaimer shirt from our picks show.
Haven't quite figured out how we want to do that. We're having an argument between Adam and me on whether the disclaimer should be on the front or on the back. I say the back. He thinks the front. So I just
think put everything on the front. I don't know. We'll see. We're working on it. Should be easy, but this is what happens. And we also, because this is our last show of the year, we're also getting ready for next year, which is the 20th anniversary of the World of Football. And we're working on a logo for that, and probably put up a T-shirt or something to that. So a lot of stuff behind the scenes here.
But I have been watching some TV, mainly Peyton's Places. You know how I love Peyton's Places.
He loves the last.
I watched the last 2 episodes from season 5. Episode 8 was called A Tall Tale, and basically it was just a conversation between him and Chris Collinsworth, who was a Bengals wide receiver and now he's a broadcaster. It was pretty interesting. They showed a lot of his highlights from his playing career. He was pretty darn good, but at the time he was one of the taller receivers in the league.
Did he bring up Patrick Mahomes? He seems to like to bring up Patrick Mahomes a lot.
No.
Okay.
But it was a pretty decent episode. But the last one, and I think this might be the last one for the year. I don't know if there's going to be an episode 10, but this one was called Black Sunday, and it was about, I don't know if you've ever heard of this movie, Adam, Black Sunday. It was a movie that was filmed during Super Bowl 10. It was one of the first disaster movies, and this guy had this idea that he was going to kill a bunch of people by smashing a blimp into the Super Bowl while the game was being played, and So some scenes were actually filmed during the Super Bowl, and some of the actors were on the stage or on the field as the players came onto the field, and you could see the main characters there standing there because they were trying to figure out where this madman was and what he was going to do to disrupt the Super Bowl and whatnot. So that was a good episode, and I remember that movie, and so you can check those out. And then I caught a couple of episodes of Eli's Places. Season 3, I caught episode 2 and 3. Episode 2 was called Motivational Tactics, and he was at the University of Georgia. And you know how they've got those turnover or shoulder pads? You know, if somebody gets a turnover, they put on these shoulder pads with the spikes on them and all that. And they've been doing that since 2017. And he was trying to come up with some ideas for, something different. And it was silly. But he talked to Coach Kirby Smart, and this was not one of Eli's better episodes. It was just silly. It really was. But the next one was called Show Me the Money. And he was at Stanford University, and he was talking to their general manager, Andrew Luck, who went to college there. And he was talking about, what's it like being a general manager of a team now with the NIL and all this other stuff. So that was a little kind of interesting. And so Eli decided he wanted to get an NIL deal for the team's long snapper, Alejandro Chavez. And so they showed him shopping this guy around town to a couple different stores or whatever. Nobody wanted him, but they landed on this pizza place, local pizza place there in town. And he gets him an NIL deal with this pizza place, and they actually produce a commercial with him. And that was pretty funny. So I'll just leave it at that. Go check that out. That was a pretty good episode. So there's 10 episodes in all. So I'll be watching those and reporting on those in the next couple weeks.
All right. Well, Randy, guess what? Guess who's awake and watching the show? Our buddy Royce from Viking Wax Press. He says, "Sorry, he's late. It's early in Oregon."
Royce, are you laying in bed watching this on your phone? Because oh man, it's early out there in Oregon.
Yeah, it's like I said. I'm just surprised anybody got up to watch us this morning. We appreciate every single one of you.
Yeah.
Like I said, I just wanted to give a morning show a try. I had the day off. Randy obviously is retired, so he ain't got nothing better to do. And I just figured, what's the worst that could happen? 3 people show up. If we can goof up, it's fine. But
and then we got the rest of the day to ourselves.
Yeah, that too. We got plans, and he's showered and he's ready for the day. Heck yeah, Royce. But I figured just knock it out. And with New Year's tomorrow, we got some stuff we're prepping and having somebody over today. So John says he's enjoying the show. Thanks, John. So, I figured knock the show out, and then we'll be good till whenever Kyle and I probably get around to talking Lions, maybe next week, or probably not even till next Monday, depending. So, I don't know. Just figured knock it out, and then I got some extra time off to probably work on that disclaimer T-shirt, Randy, and our 20th anniversary. Because so after today's show, pretty much it won't be rebranding, but it'll be 20th anniversary stuff probably across the board. Some new thumbnail or some new profile pictures and headers for the different pages we got all our stuff on. So probably designing that all week. So fun time. 20 years, Randy. 20 years. We've done a lot of stuff over 20 years, but we've also done a lot of stuff over the past year. I know you wanted to go through and recap a lot of the stuff we did. I saw your script notes, and I was like, he literally just copied and pasted every single video we did on the year. So what do you want to start with? What do you want to do?
Well, every time you say this all the time, we do kind of a year in review every year. And every time I start looking back at all this stuff and I start making this list, I go, holy mackerel, we did a ton of crap last year. And you said, you say that every year, Dad.
Pretty much.
And it was a lot of stuff. It started out in February where you posted a video called, how to fix the college football playoffs. I remember that. In March, you and I did NFC and AFC helmet ranking videos with Royce from Viking Wax Press. We posted the NFC on our website, and Royce posted the AFC set on his website or his YouTube channel. Yep. March, even our local news stations here in Michigan kept talking about, hey, the rumor is the Rampage are coming back in some National Gridiron League. It was on the local news, a couple of different stations, and so we felt we had to put out a video saying, no, it's not coming back. The Rampage are not coming back. This is a scam league, and nothing's ever going to come of it.
Royce says the helmet ranking collab was fun. It's been fun working with Royce, and
it was.
Not the last time we'll be talking about collabing with Royce.
and then we did an AF1 preview before the season got started last year. I did a video for indoor football versus arena football, telling the differences between the two of those. We did an IFL pregame show with Off the Wall. That was fun. In March, May, and June, I recorded 4 episodes with the Pigskin Dispatch and their host, Darren Hayes, about the 4 Detroit Lions NFL championships in 35, 52, 53, and 57. That was a lot of fun. I had to do a lot of research to do that, and I appreciate Darren for asking me to do it. He brought in somebody for each NFL championship prior to the Super Bowl era, and I was on there 4 times, and he challenged me to come up with all these facts and details, and it was fun. I learned a lot about my own team I didn't know, so that was a lot of fun.
And getting Darren on our show at some point is a goal of mine. Darren's great. Love chatting up with him. He does a great job over on his YouTube channel, Pigskin Dispatch. If you guys get a chance, he does something daily sports history or daily football history, and he also does like a weekly NFL predictions, bold predictions, and you'd be surprised how often he's right. He's really good at projecting some stuff. Maybe not all the time, but when he nails it, he nails it.
Yeah. So then April 4th of this past year was our first actual game. We went to an IFL game. We saw the Tulsa Oilers at the Fisher's Freight. It was the Freight's first home game. Man, was that fun. It was so much fun. Yep, Fisher's Freight. Great arena. It was the field was gorgeous. We got to go onto the field before the game and after the game, and the brand new field, kind of a gray and blue field, gray field with blue stripes. God, it was just gorgeous. It was brand new. Had a great time going to that game. We also went to a UFL game in April. San Antonio Brahmas at the Michigan Panthers. As it turns out, that was our last Michigan Panthers game we'll ever see. But it was fun being there. Let's see. You and I went to the 9th annual meeting of the Western New York chapter of the Pro Football Researchers Association in Springville, New York, where I gave a talk on Have Grave Will Travel. Talked about a lot of the graves that I've been to. That was fun to talk about that. In May, we recorded with Off the Wall. We did their mid-season report with him, and he is so
for the IFL.
For the IFL, Trey is so knowledgeable about the IFL. We let him do all the talking because he watches every game. He's got 6-10 screens going on at one time in his house, watching every game.
We love Trey. He's dedicated. He's very knowledgeable. Yeah. He's one of the best in the game to talk about indoor and arena football. He knows his stuff. He's a lot of fun. He's trying to always innovate what he's doing. He's got a great social media presence. He's great on the YouTube. He's got a great podcast, all that, guys. If you haven't checked out, everybody who watches us has pretty much watched Off the Wall. Trey does great stuff. We are always excited when he wants to team up with us. And, he's asked us, we'll talk about what we did with Trey every year, probably. So.
Yeah, in June, we did a history lesson about Don Dahl. He was a former Lions player back in the 50s, and he was
when I told everybody that Randy's literally going through every single video, this is what I'm talking about. He's going through every single video we've posted this year.
No, but this was interesting that he was a Lions player, but he was also on the USS Missouri when the Japanese surrendered after World War II. So I thought that was very interesting. We interviewed AF1 Director of Football Operations, Gary Compton. We had an interview with Dalton Cole, the AF1 Lightning quarterback. We appeared on an episode of AF1 Fan Zone Live with Tim Capper, Scott Burke, and the Firebirds Nest folks. Roundtable discussion about the upcoming AF1 season. I did
the Arena Crown. This is before the Arena Crown. That's where that was the moment I got into hot water because I had some hot takes about the announcing situation, and that's how I got into some Albany hot water.
All in good fun. The crowd let us know about it when we were at the Arena Crown game. Yeah. They were yelling at us as we were standing behind the end zone and having a good time. So it was fun. But on our way to the Arena Crown game, we stopped in Rochester, New York, visited the grave of Leo Lyons, did a Have Grave Will Travel, and we actually interviewed his great grandson at the gravesite, our first graveyard interview that we've ever done. And so that was fun.
Might not be our last, which is something I never thought I'd say.
John was such a good sport.
John's great. I love John.
We told him that we were going to be there, and he's like, "Oh, what time are you going to be there? I'll meet you at the grave." So I was hoping he would say that, but I didn't know if he would be into that or not. He was, and he was great. We had a good time. So we went to the Arena Crown game. We did the press conference the day before when they actually unveiled the new trophy. That was pretty cool because we were sitting right in the front row. And then the Arena Crown game the next day in June. We did
the pregame show.
The 3-hour pregame show. It's like, I was on for an hour, you were on for an hour, and then you and I were on for the final hour together. It was just, it was nerve-wracking, but it was a lot of fun. It really was. Let's see. We did our 400th episode in July, and
our first live stream.
That was our first live broadcast, and we've been doing it live ever since. That was the curse of doing one live. And Adam says, "Hey, we should do this all the time." Look what it's come to.
Hey, here we are, Randy, doing a live morning edition. So it's been fun. I think it's worked out. It's kind of what we've evolved to, which is what this is all about. I mean, we could talk about for 20 years, it was a website, and then it's become the podcast, just audio, and then finally got into the YouTube videos, and then it's become live streams and other social media content, and just now we're just personalities, Randy. And you can't see it, everybody, but his ego is bigger than that corkboard he's got behind him.
Yeah, it's definitely evolved over the years, and I don't know where it's going to go from here. What's more than doing live broadcasts in person? We're going to travel around the country and do this live from various locations.
I think that's the next step. Dale says the live shows are awesome. The live show is the best, says C Doc. Is that the next step? I mean, once we, maybe if we do like 20 people would show up to an event somewhere, I think it'd be fun to do something live. I don't know what we would do. We're just gonna sit here and talk football.
Havgrave will travel live from the Lakeview Cemetery, and
if there are any cemeteries out there that want to host a podcast for the first ever live podcast in the graveyard, hit us up. Randy will say yes.
We laugh, but I'm thinking seriously about that now.
Oh, boy. I regret everything about this right now.
Also in July, I attended the PFRA conference in Minneapolis.
We're only in July? Come on, Randy. It's almost 9 o'clock in the morning. Let's speed this up.
I gave a presentation about Ernie Nevers and the Duluth Eskimos of the NFL. We went to the Vikings Museum. We went on a tour of the University of Minnesota Stadium tour. And Adam is so jealous that he had to miss that, because when I sent him all the videos from everything I did, he's like, "Man, that looks like so much fun. I wish I could have been there."
Yeah, the downside of me not being retired, Randy, and until the YouTube channel helps me not have to have a full-time 9 to 5 job.
Yeah. Well, if you remember, that's the trip where when I got to Minneapolis, I went to go rent a car, and they wouldn't rent me the car because my driver's license had expired 2 months earlier, and I had no idea.
Great story. Love that one.
I had to go online and renew my driver's license from the airport in Minneapolis, and when I showed them the email that said I paid it, then they rented me the car. Oh my gosh, what a mess that was.
Roy says he was jealous of your Vikings Museum trip. So
it was a cool place, very cool place. It wasn't real big, but man, they had a ton of cool stuff there. Worth a trip for any Vikings fan, I'll tell you that. Let's see. We went to the Pro Football Hall of Fame game, you and I. July 31st, we got to see the Lions play the Chargers, and that was the only Lions game we actually went to this year. But I always wanted to go to a Hall of Fame game.
Same.
Since I've been following the Lions since 1975, this is only the third time they've ever played in a Hall of Fame game, and I thought, man, I may not live to see another one, so I better go to this one here. And it was fun, beautiful day.
It was absolutely fun. We got to be in the crowd for the Pat McAfee show.
Yep.
Which was fun. We got to find ourselves on TV at one point. We got to tour the Hall of Fame. They had some cool Lions and Chargers displays because of the Hall of Fame game. The game itself the game wasn't great, but it was a fun atmosphere.
Sure.
And, I think the festivities around it, even though it was rainy most of the day, was still great. I would still recommend it to people. If your team plays in the Hall of Fame game, I think it's worth it. You hang out in Canton. Absolutely. They got a lot of stuff going on. So, I had a blast.
Yeah.
We got to hang out with getting destroyed.
Well, it's preseason, so who cares?
I
But
know.
we got to hang out with George Bazika and his son John. That was fun. We had dinner with them, and I had a couple extra tickets, so we took them to the game with us, and just a really good time. Really good time. All right, let's see. Oh, now we're up to August. We interviewed Jeff Miller and John Steffenhagen about their book, Leo Lions and the Birth of the NFL.
I got it somewhere back there.
Yep, there it is.
Way back there.
And let's see. We did a history lesson on the Banjo Bowl in September. We went to a college game, North Texas, Mean Green at Western Michigan. You and I did that.
You did that. I did not go to that game.
Well, I got you and I as that one. Anyway, yeah, I did a Have Grave Will Travel about Woody Hayes. I went to his grave and wore a Michigan T-shirt as I stood over his marker. I was there in town to attend the dedication of the first NFL office in downtown Columbus. That was so much fun. There with Chris Willis. He had wrote about it in one of his books when he wrote about Joe F. Carr, who was the president at the same time, the forerunner to the commissioner of the NFL, and he had an office there in Columbus because that's where he lived. And so I had heard about this before, but it was cool to actually see the dedication of a plaque outside the building in downtown Columbus. And his office was on the 4th floor, I think. And we actually were able to go up there and go to where his office used to be. It's like a break room now, but to look out the window and know that at one time this was Joe Carr's office, and this was the view he got to see from his office all the time. Pretty cool.
Yeah, Dale says that was a great video about the Columbus office. So
yeah, it was one of the few times when I did all the filming by myself with a tripod and my phone, and I just sent everything to you and you put it all together.
Yeah.
I thought it was a decent job. Let's see. Then we went another.
Real quick, David says going to see a book talk about Leo Lions and the Jeffersons' history with John and Jeff in January. He's looking forward to it.
Cool.
Yep, I highly recommend it. They are great speakers, very knowledgeable. If you guys don't know about Jeff and John, they're fantastic Buffalo Bills fans, but also great historians of the NFL or in the football. So. Yep. Definitely worth listening to those guys. Yep.
Jeff has written several books, football books. The first one I ever read of his was about Pop Warner, because Pop Warner is buried in Springville, New York, where Jeff lives. And I read that book and I contacted him after that. I don't know where I got his email address from, but we kind of been friends ever since. And Jeff's a great guy. And Jeff and John both, they're fun to talk to. Let's see. What else did we do? Oh, in October, we went to the press conference for the Michigan Arsenal. That's where we got to meet the coach and some of the staff there at the Dow Event Center. Had a good time. Met the coach and the owner, and that kind of led to our, Inside the Arsenal show that we're doing. We've done 4 episodes now, and gonna be doing some more in the off season. Looking forward to the AF1 season to go to some games and, home and away. I don't know how many away games you can go to, but I'm looking at maybe 3 of their away games.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see, because there's a little boy coming that I'm going to have to keep an eye on.
Bring him with you. We can we'll start him off right.
Boy, the first few months, Ray, I don't think I'll be going anywhere.
Well, we'll see. Let's see. We also in December we went to the tryouts for the Michigan Arsenal, and December 16th we did an episode of Off the Wall, the Antiques Home Show. So there's just some of the things. That's not even everything that we did this past year.
Sounds like everything. My God, we've been talking about for 15 minutes.
But what a great year it's been. 2026 is going to be just as good, if not better. Probably more games and more interviews, more travel. Got a lot of graves I want to go see, and just having a good time with the world of football.
AFL fan says one of the shirts he got was Michigan Arsenal. So right on, you're getting different teams. Cool. That's pretty awesome. But I mean, not only that for the show, I mean, the podcast, the YouTube channel has been a fantastic year. We got over 1,400 subscribers on YouTube now, which is awesome. I wasn't sure we'd ever crack, 1,000, let alone 1,400. It's been great. So the feedback we get on a lot of our stuff is a lot of, has been very positive. It's very rare we get the mean comments, but it's the internet, you get them.
Sure.
But I feel like we built a very good, strong, and fun community, guys, and you've got to see our journey throughout the years. So we appreciate you tagging along. Obviously, in my personal life, Randy, I mean, I got engaged and married this year. And find out I got a kid on the way. So I mean, it's been pretty crazy. On top of all the football travels and stuff. So it's 2026 is going to be another crazy year. We'll see what kind of football stuff and shenanigans we can get into, and what new things I decide to try, like for the show. Last year was live shows.
And how many times are you going to suggest something, and I'll roll my eyes, and we end up doing it anyway?
And here we are. Did you roll your eyes when I suggested a morning show? But here we are.
Yeah, I did. I did, but here we are.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
We got a lot to go, Randy. We just hit an hour. So what else we got to knock out before we call it a day?
Let's see. We got our birthdays and anniversaries. We got one birthday today. This is for December 30th. Defensive back Mel Renfro turns 84 today. Played his college football at Oregon. Selected in the second round of the 1964 NFL Draft by the Dallas Cowboys. He was also selected in the 10th round of the 1964 AFL Draft by the Oakland Raiders. He signed with the Cowboys and played in Dallas for 14 seasons. Played his whole career in Dallas, 14 seasons from 64 to 77. He played in 4 Super Bowls and won 2 of them, Super Bowl 6 and Super Bowl 12. And he was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1996. We also have one obituary today. This is where we take a moment each week to honor those who made the world of football a better place. Our obituary this week is Clifton McNeil, a wide receiver in the NFL for 10 seasons. He has passed away at the age of 85. McNeil played college football at Grambling State and was selected in the 11th round of the 1962 NFL Draft by the Cleveland Browns. He played for the Browns from 1964 to 1967 and won an AFL title with the Browns in 1964. He also played for the San Francisco 49ers from 68 to 69 and the New York Giants from 1970 to 1971. He was traded to the Washington Redskins during the 1971 season and played for the team through the 1972 season, and he finished his playing career with the Houston Oilers in 1973. All right, since Aaron can't make it for our picks.
Before we move on real quick, I want to talk about this football card you picked for his picture. Love that 49ers logo.
I wasn't even sure what that was at first, and then I realized, that's a 4 and a 9.
It's great. Cool. I love that 49er logo right there. And then on his card also, his position is listed as flanker.
Yeah.
I just think that's so interesting, so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't use that term anymore.
Right. I just wanted to point that out. I just thought that was really neat. And then before we move on, also, Royce also says he agrees that 49ers logo should make a comeback. And then in terms of what we should try for 2026, Randy, Fu Minshew says we should have World of Fantasy Football coming soon. So
you're new around here, aren't you? No fantasy football on this show. I hate fantasy football.
Well, you don't have to be on it. If we have a fantasy football show, Randy, you don't have to be on there. We can find somebody to host that show. I know some guys.
Yeah, I'll bet. Okay, are we ready to move on?
I think so.
All right. We're going to do our NFL picks now. Aaron sent us his picks. He couldn't be here with us live today. I guess it was too early in the morning for him. Maybe he's working. I'm not sure. Probably is.
I think he's
working. But anyway, yep. We're going to do our NFL picks. And I just want to point out that I lead Adam by 2 games for our family. Yeah, you getting all your information
for the show. But we'll look at the overall standings here in a second as I pull up the last couple of things we need for this to do this segment of the show. So here's the recap for how everything looks. Last week, and I guess I could get rid of the banner for right now. But I went 11-5 last week along with Jimmy and Mike. Randy, you went 10-6 along with Mr. Nosy Otter and Leonard. At 9-7, B. Lewis, Hawkeye 07, and V. Berry. And then Aaron, Royce, Dale, and they went 8-8. Sea-Dog went 7-9, and Cringe went 6-10 last week. Those are your standings for last week. And then the overall standings look like this. Hawkeye 07 still in the lead by 3 games before the end of the year, going into the last week of the season. Randy, you're at 162. B. Lewis and Mike Dahl. So you got a 3-way tie there.
Yeah,
for second
three-way
place.
tie for second place.
And so I'm only behind second place by 2 games. Oh, these picks today are going to be what's going to clinch it.
That's right.
Royce right behind me by a game at 159. Then you got Mr. Nosy Otter at 150. Dale, Sea Dog, and Aaron down there, 149, 148, and 144 respectively. Then, not to sneeze at, Leonard with 153 correct despite missing a week. Pretty impressive. Cringe, 132 right. Jimmy, 148 right. V-Berry, 110. And our 1 week wonders, Andrew C. and Slapski, are you guys ever coming back? I say that every week, and they haven't. So
not yet. That's
our overall standings right there. But Dad, before we talk about the picks, if you guys haven't checked out, when we typically record the show on Wednesdays, we'll be back to normal next week to talk playoff predictions and kind of resetting the board. So if you haven't jumped in yet, guys, the board resets next week and we do playoffs separate. So be sure to join us next Wednesday at 7 o'clock for that. But Dad, we have to start off by giving our world famous disclaimer.
Warning. If you plan to use our predictions as a means to justify your own gambling bets, then you, my friend, are an idiot. We don't know what we're talking about, and you should never listen to us for gambling advice. This is for entertainment purposes only.
And entertained, I hope everybody is, especially this early Tuesday morning. It's just shy of 9 o'clock here on the East Coast.
I
think the sun has just barely started coming out.
Barely.
Kid's not even
Very
up
cloudy.
yet. Yeah, a little cloudy. I mean, I can't really see outside. I got little windows. It's hard to see outside, but all right, Dad. Is it
cloudy.
Yeah, so I have to remove that and then add the picks to the stage, guys. It's week 18, and we apologize. I know we had a comment last week that said, "Man, I wish you guys would focus more on the games. You just kind of flew through them." Well, we're flying through them because it's the end of our normal show. Our podcast. On the normal show, we would take a little bit more time to talk about the games. But so we're just going to kind of fly through them, give a little bit of reasoning, and then we will wrap up today's podcast. So, Dad, do you have Aaron's picks ready to go too?
I do. I've got his and mine in the spreadsheet. All I got to do is add yours. So.
Oh, yeah. And I don't know what I'm doing until I pick it right here, right now. So, without further ado, let's start.
Do you want to go first, or do you want me to give our picks first and then you do yours?
Since I don't know mine, I'll end because I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm behind by a couple games, so I might have to make some calls where I have to be different than you. So just to give myself a chance.
You and I tied last year. We had the exact same number right and wrong last year. Before that, I won many, many times before. So we'll see. We'll see if you can catch me.
Sounds
like
we need to get a picks trophy going for the world of football. But
with my picture on it, yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. So we're going to start off the first game of the weekend. A battle for the NFC South as the Carolina Panthers take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Dad, what do you guys got?
Aaron and I are both going with the Panthers in this game.
All right. So 2 Panthers here. It's hard to argue. I think right now I'm going to agree with you that the Panthers will probably go into Tampa and win this one. So that's where I'm leaning. The second game on Saturday, this should be a great matchup. The Seattle Seahawks travel to San Francisco to take on the 49ers. Both these teams are red hot. The 49ers will also be wearing their new rivalry uniforms for the first time this year in the final week of the season, those all black uniforms. So it should be an interesting matchup. Who do you guys got?
I'm going with the Seahawks, and Aaron is going with the 49ers.
Ooh, I think I'm inclined to go with Aaron. I think there's going to be a little bit of chaos here. I think the 49ers at home, that's the difference maker here. Give me the 49ers to beat the Seahawks.
Yeah, well, this is going to be a very strange week because a lot of teams aren't playing for anything, and others they've already clinched their spots, so they're going to be putting in a bunch of backups. They don't care if they win or not; their spot's already set. So it's going to be really weird. Anything can happen this week. It's
like week 1. It's like hard to predict a lot of these.
Very hard.
So we'll see. This could be one of our worst picking weeks. We'll have to wait and see. The New Orleans Saints will travel to Atlanta to take on the Falcons. Who do you guys have there?
Actually, Aaron and I are both taking the Falcons in this game.
Really? Okay. Well, the Falcons have been up and down. Just when you would think the Falcons would win a game, they don't. So that's why I think the New Orleans Saints are actually going to go into this game and get the victory. It's in Atlanta. I know the Falcons played a great game against the Rams, but the Falcons have been this all year. They're up, they're down. I can never make heads or tails of them. Same with the Saints. So I'm taking the Saints.
Okay.
In the battle for Ohio's soul, the Browns are taking on the Bengals. Who do you guys got there?
Boy, I kind of wrestled with this one. Cleveland has been playing better lately, but Aaron and I are both going with the Bengals in this game.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Bengals. And for Myles Garrett to get a sack record, he'll get a sack record. Bengals will win the game. Yeah. So.
Okay.
All right. Then the Indianapolis Colts will take on the. Well, hold on. I want to address something I just saw in chat real quick. Dale says there's a weird scenario that Atlanta could still win the division. Is that true? I mean, I didn't think that they had a shot. I thought they technically got eliminated for good, but maybe there's like a 1% chance, a very, very small sliver of a chance, but I don't know. But we're going to talk about the Colts taking on the Texans. Who do you guys got in that one?
I am taking the Texans, and Aaron is taking the Colts.
Wow, really? Okay, so you're taking the Texans. Aaron's taking the Colts. I mean, I'm inclined to just take the Texans. I think they'll take that one, no problem. Then you got the Titans taking on the Jaguars. I assume you guys both picked Jacksonville for that.
Yes, we both picked the Jaguars. Yes.
Yeah, make it a sweep. I will also be taking the Jaguars. If I can get my graphics to work right. Yeah. Jags. I think the Jags are in play maybe for that top spot or a better seed. So give me the Jags. Let's see. Ooh, and Dad, we might have some breaking news here in a second. We could talk about after the picks. Let's see. Packers taking on the Minnesota Vikings. Who do you got?
Boy, I wrestled back and forth with this one too. I'm going to take the Vikings in this one. Aaron is going with the Packers.
Ooh, okay. I think I'm inclined. I'm going to take the Vikings as well. Riding into this last week of the season, I don't know what the Packers are going to play a whole lot of their starters. They could jockey for, seeding, I think, but I don't know. I just see the Vikings playing upset here. And then Cowboys at Giants. Who do you guys got?
Aaron and I are both taking the Giants in this game, probably because they're the home team.
Really? Both you guys taking the Giants?
Yep.
Well, then, shoot, I hate to do it, but I'm going to pick the Cowboys. They've let me down before, but I'm going to take the Cowboys in that one. So far, Dad, that is only 3 sweeps.
Yep.
All right. And then we're going to go to the back half of the schedule here, starting with the New York Jets taking on the Buffalo Bills.
Aaron and I are both taking the Bills in this one.
Yeah, seems like the no-brainer pick. Make it another sweep. Sweep number 4 is we all will be taking the Bills in that one. The Lions will take on the Chicago Bears. I know Dan Campbell said if they're healthy, they're playing. So that means Jared Goff will be under center. Who do you got in this one?
Boy, I went back and forth on this one, and I hate to do this, but I'm actually going to take the Bears in this game. I just don't know if Detroit has anything left in the tank at this point in the year. I'm taking the Bears, but Aaron is sticking with the Lions.
Wow. And I hate to do it too, and it makes me sick to my stomach. Taking the Bears. Dan, I'm not saying tank this game, but there's no way.
I'd love to be wrong. I'd love to see the Lions win and ruin the game.
I want the Lions to win.
Absolutely.
The way they've been playing it, they've lost 3 straight now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they're going to end real rough, and then they'll be fine in 2026, but they're going to end 2025 fairly rough, I think.
Yeah.
The Denver Broncos host the Los Angeles Chargers. Who do you got?
Let's see. Aaron and I are both taking the Broncos.
All right, making another sweep. I too am taking the Broncos. Again, they're fighting for that number 1 seed. So between them and the Patriots, they got to win. So then the Arizona Cardinals travel to LA to take on the Rams. Who do you guys got?
We are both taking the Rams in this game.
Not surprised. I will also take the Rams, despite them getting embarrassed by the Falcons last night. In this week's Toilet Bowl matchup, that's right, here it is. The Kansas City Chiefs, never thought I'd say that, taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. Who are you guys picking?
Messed up my spreadsheet. Let's see. I'm taking the Raiders in this game. Surprise, surprise. And Aaron is taking the Chiefs.
Boy, I think I'm taking the Raiders. I don't know why. Maybe they're at home.
Yeah.
I just don't know about the Chiefs without Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take the Raiders to get a weird win. I don't even know if it's that weird, to be honest with you. Then the Miami Dolphins will take on the New England Patriots. Who do you guys got?
We're both taking the Patriots.
Yep, and like the Patriots are fighting for that number 1 seed, so I think they're playing to win, and I think they get the win. So another sweep there. The Washington Commanders take on the Philadelphia Eagles. I think the Eagles jockeying for position. Who do you got?
We're both taking the Eagles.
Yep, sorry, Commanders fans. I'm taking the Eagles as well. So there's another sweep. And in the game that the NFL deems as the most noteworthy matchup of the weekend, the Baltimore Ravens will take on the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday Night Football to cap out the regular season. And the winner will take the AFC North. Who do you got?
Aaron and I are both going with the Ravens in this game.
Boy, oh boy. I think you're right. I think the Ravens go into Pittsburgh and take care of business and find themselves in the playoffs after a tumultuous start to the season. Remember how everybody was saying that the Ravens were done? They were cooked. They were like 1-4, 1-5 at one point. Here they are. They could easily win their division, and just absolutely crazy. It just kind of sums up what this year has been for the NFL. It's just been absolute madness. And how many? See, that's 4, 5, 6.
I have 9 sweeps altogether.
Sweeps.
Yep. More than half.
And hopefully, I have enough differences with you, Randy, that if I get them right, I can tie or pass you.
Yep, 2 to tie, 3 to win.
I mean, there's an element of the picking, Randy, that I could be strategic and just to try to get past you, but it's also just trying to be right. It's not. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna sit here and just throw a pick away because I'm trying to be different from you, but it's what I genuinely think. So
yeah. Well, you had some good weeks to pick. I think in week 2 you were like 14-2.
I know I've had some good weeks, but
there were
never this top of the leaderboard.
At least 2 other weeks when you had 12 wins, 12 right. And so yeah, it's you've done well this year.
Yeah, and that's it. That's it for the picks, guys. We appreciate you checking out. If you're watching the clipped out version of this, leave your picks down below on that video for the week 18 picks, or you can leave your picks on the podcast video as well. There's a post in the community tab for this week's show, but I kind of hint that you can drop your picks there too. So if you see that tab, just drop your picks there. Randy will find them. It's his job. I don't worry about.
So I gotta look 3 different places to find everybody's picks for this week. Again, thank you very much.
We got to make Randy work for his money here at the World of Football.
Give me more work to do. Yes,
the retired man's got time on his hands.
All right. Finally, on this week's show, our upcoming events calendar. This Saturday.
Oh, actually, do you want me to talk about the breaking news that did happen during the picks? Sorry.
Yes,
there was breaking news.
Yes.
The breaking news from the NFL, the 15 finalists for the Hall of Fame modern era have been announced.
Okay.
I'll just really quick go through the list right here. You got Willie Anderson, a tackle, Drew Brees, quarterback, Jari Evans, a guard, Larry Fitzgerald, wide receiver, Frank Gore, running back, Torrey Holt, wide receiver, Luke Kuechly, linebacker, Eli Manning, quarterback, Terrell Suggs, linebacker, Adam Vinatieri, kicker, Reggie Wayne, a wide receiver, Kevin Williams, a defensive tackle, Jason Witten, a tight end, Darren Woodson, a safety, and Marshall Yanda, a guard/tackle. Those are your 15 modern era finalists. And boy, I could see a couple of names that are already probably going to get into the Hall of Fame, even though I don't think they deserve it. Eli Manning, especially. Yes, he won 2 Super Bowls. Hot take, I don't think Eli's a Hall of Fame quarterback.
But he's on
sorry,
TV
Eli.
with his brother, and
and that's probably why he will be in. And I think that's a terrible reason. Yes, he got 2 Super Bowls, but is that where the measuring stick is? Just because you won a couple of Super Bowls? And I don't know.
Now, in years past, I've always looked at that list and said, well, let's see, these 2 guys are on TV as analysts, so they're a shoe-in. And every year I'm right. So they're always going to take the person that's right out there in front of everybody's face every week, whether it's a college analyst or an NFL analyst. If they're on TV, they're going to get in the Hall of Fame. That's just the way it is. That's the way the voters are. The voters are stupid sometimes. They don't pick the person that deserves it. They take the popular pick. And if you're on TV, you're popular. If you're on YouTube, not so much.
Hey, was that a shot at us?
Yes.
Before we finish the show, Fu Manchu says Eli kept Tom Brady from winning 2 more Super Bowls. That alone should get him into the Hall of Fame. Agree to disagree. I don't think that's enough to get you in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. The only way you and I are getting in the Hall of Fame is if we buy a ticket.
There you
which
go.
We've done many times.
For most of us watching this show.
Though you can go to the gift shop and not pay it for a ticket. That's free to get into the gift shop and spend your couple $100 and walk out again.
The more you know.
Done that before too. All right. Upcoming events calendar. This Saturday, January 3rd, 2026, the Rice Bowl in Japan, Panasonic Impulse versus the Obic Seagulls at the Tokyo Dome. I guess that's not the college championship. This is the pro championship
X-League.
over there. Yeah.
X-League.
X-League. Yep. I misspoke before. Let's see. On Monday, January 19th, it's the College Football National Championship game in Miami. That'll be on ESPN. Sunday, February 8th, Super Bowl 60 in Santa Clara, California. And Tuesday, February 10th, our last show for a while. We're going to take a little break after the Super Bowl. We'll wrap up our picks, how we all did is playoff standings and all that. And we're going to kind of, wrap up the whole NFL season. And then we're going to take a little break before we come back 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks later and get into the indoor and arena seasons. And, we'll be covering the Arsenal and going to games and looking forward to that springtime football we love so much. But, we need a little break to get our thoughts right, work on some special projects that we've been trying to get done and some other things. So maybe some grave visits in there somewhere too.
Yep.
And that's everything I got.
Viking Wax Press says, thanks for the great year of football, the world of football. We appreciate you, Royce, for being along on this journey. It's not the last time. We'll be seeing you on our channel, I'm sure. We got a lot of stuff we want to do. And one thing I wanted to do this year was to have a World of Football award show. Just came down to it. I just didn't have time. A lot of irons in the fire, and that was one I had to unfortunately scrap for this.
Yeah.
This year, I was hoping to do that this holiday break, but it kind of fell through the cracks. So next year, I'm hoping this time next year, we will do a World of Football award show, a live stream where we have a lot of different awards and categories and hopefully get fans involvement and voting for certain things. And then having like a council or a, what did I call it? A committee of people to help set what the nominees would be for a lot of different, for a lot of these awards we would love to hand out or virtually hand out, I guess. So we'll see. Maybe next year we'll actually get the first annual World of Football Awards show together like I would like. But we'll see.
Okay. Any other stuff pop up on your phone before we call this a show?
Not that I could see. I don't know if all the finalists, modern and
I think the other ones were already announced a few weeks ago. Okay. I can't remember what they are, but yeah.
Okay. Well, then that's it. That's all I've seen from this morning. So one could be the most patriotic for fantasy football. That would be a heck of an award, Randy.
No, that will definitely not be on the list. But thanks for your input.
All right. All right. It's almost been an hour and a half. Let's wrap this thing up.
Yeah. All right. That's all the time we've got for this week. Don't forget to check out the World of Football merchandise at teepublic.com. That's teepublic.com for the latest in football-related T-shirts, hats, mugs, and more from our merch store. And remember, folks, some people may love football more than we do, but nobody, and I mean nobody, loves more football than us two guys sitting here in Kalamazoo, Michigan, in the snow, in the cold, talking about all things football. Join us again next week when we'll try and do a better job, and you know we're not going to. And until then, I'm Randy Snow.
And I'm Adam Snow. We'll see you guys in 2026.
Happy New Year, everybody. We'll see you all again next week.
Thanks again for checking out this edition of This Week in the World of Football. New episodes of the show are posted every Tuesday and can be found wherever good podcasts are available. You can find the World of Football on Facebook, X, Instagram, and Threads by searching for TWOF Kalamazoo or using the links in the episode description below. Be sure to subscribe to the World of Football on YouTube for more great football-related content. Just search for the World of Football Kalamazoo or use the handle @TheWorldOfFootball to find us. Remember, every like, comment, and subscription really does help us out, and we appreciate you for that support. We hope to see you again next time.